1988. He was on a youth line counsellor training group that I was running. It was a weekend group, and it went all over the place. And quite a few of the people from that group 20 years ago, we're still friends. Yeah, it was an insane weekend. Well, I've known him for 20 years, so there's not a lot that surprises me now. But what has is his ability to, no matter what happens, it's perfect. Well, I've got a rebellious nature, and I can quite easily just give up and just say, well, stuff it, I'm not doing that anymore. So he inspires me by his ability to keep reframing it, turning it around, or whatever, till the person gets what I'm actually talking about. So he inspires me to actually just keep at it and keep stretching the boundaries. He's very good at stretching the boundaries and jumping outside of them, and I think if he just keeps pushing those boundaries.
I first met Philip Patston on the Art Venture Program Creative Entrepreneur Scholarship. He was there. The thing that's probably most surprising about Philip's personality is his really quick wit and ability to look at a situation in quite a different way from most people, which really encourages you to actually think about your own preconceptions of things. Probably the most inspiring thing that I heard from Philip was about a year ago when he was giving a talk to a group of us, and he said the thing about disability is you learn to adapt, and it really made me think a lot about everything that goes on in our life and how we actually just adapt in with it, and it becomes our own actual normal perspective or universe, and you know how you can be aware of your own individual self and also in relation to others. So yeah, that really has made a lot of impact in a lot of ways I approach things. Philip should just go for it. He's really entertaining and a good guy, and yeah, there's no reason for him not to do it.
I met Philip probably about this time last year at the ABP program, the Arts Venture program, and it was on our first kind of get together, which was to do with the new participants who'd been selected. I knew of Philip before then in terms of his TV and comedy personality, but I hadn't spent any time with him. Philip is a surprise package, full stop. He has a very sort of spontaneous, personality. So being with Philip is like a new encounter each time, and because I have only just been recently, really over the last year, working with him, I'm still discovering new aspects to Philip. So for me, he is fresh and very inspiring and surprising. Philip's actually been my buddy for the last year in terms of with the program that we've both been on. We all kind of linked in with one other person, and so I've spent some time just with Philip talking about the challenges of what we do in our work and our sort of viewpoints of the world, our kind of social and ethical responsibility in the practice that we do, and what that means for the future and the kind of sectors that we're actually working in. I think throughout that there's been this great exchange of ideas between the two of us, and a kind of deepening of understanding about where we're both coming from. And I have huge respect for the work that Philip does, and I think his understandings of creative entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship and the connections between both of those fields is extremely pertinent and needs to be heard by a wider context. And I find someone who's very clearly operating in that field, who has a very sort of precise vision about the way that he interacts and how he designs his interception into what's a very complex field. The words of encouragement I would have is reflecting back one of the sessions that we had in the AVP, which was be a co-leader, because there's something about the kind of style factor and the kind of leading something that's so visionary and so future focused, and so also kind of operating on a level that a lot of people perhaps aren't that used to, that it's almost like thinking along those lines. I just think, you know, Philip's a truly extraordinary person, and I totally support the work that he's doing, and I just really want to see him kind of go to his fullest potential and be happy, because at the end of the day, that's really what we all want, is to be happy and grounded and fulfilled. So, hope you get it, Philip. But I suspect you already do.
I first met Philip actually just a couple of months ago. I can't believe it, actually, a couple of months. It feels like a lifetime. But we have a common friend who introduced me to Philip. He was needing some help working through his model, and we sat down, had a first meeting, and got on like a house on fire, and it's been fantastic. We've been working since then. Well, something that really surprises me about Philip is his energy, the kinds of things that Philip's involved with. When you sit talking with Philip, his phone is going the whole time. Someone wants this, there's an involvement with an organization, he's consulting here. He is a well sought after person, and he's got so many irons in the fire. The fact that he's got time to sit and develop this whole concept has really been amazing. All I want to say to Philip is go for it, because I think that he really has an amazing history, a life story to tell. He has some amazing lessons that can be shared with people. He has got some wonderfully creative ideas, a lot of humor, a lot of spirit, and I just want to see Philip get some of the acknowledgement for what he's done.